Hello students, welcome to 16th lecture of surface chemistry. This video will be our last video of this unit. That means we are heading towards the end of the unit, and if you find any difficulty related to this unit, feel free to ask. We will make a separate video dedicated to difficulties. So after the end of this video, try to solve all the questions mentioned in exercise, and if you find any difficulty regarding to that exercise question or any other question mentioned in any other reference books, feel free to ask. We will make a dedicated video for separate these type of confusions. In today's video, our first point is emulsions. So we discussed about emulsions in the category section. So as we discussed already, emulsions are liquid-liquid colloidal solution. That means phase and medium, both of them will be liquid. But they are not miscible, or they are not soluble with each other. As for example, if you use water and oil, then you can form emulsion from them. But if you are using two soluble liquids, that means alcohol and water, then it will form solution. Water and alcohol do not make colloidal solution, it makes true solution. So that means we need two different type of liquids which are not soluble with each other. So problem arises with the mixing of both of the liquid. When we mix them, initially they will be mixed with each other, but after few minutes they will create a separate layer. That means if you mix oil with water, then during the stirring it will appear like they are mixed with each other, but after few minutes both of them will separate out, forming two different layers. So we need to form, or we need to use some extra compounds to stabilize the emulsions. So emulsions are liquid-liquid colloidal system, that is dispersion of a finely divided droplets in another liquid. That means dispersion of first liquid as a tiny droplets into second liquid. If mixing of two immiscible or partially miscible liquids is shaken, a coarse dispersion of one liquid in other is obtained, which is called emulsion. Generally, one of the two liquids is water. There are two types of emulsion depending on the quantities. Okay, so these two types mainly depends on the quantity of liquid. Higher liquid will behave as a medium, and lower quantity of liquid will behave as a phase. So first we have oil dispersed in water, oil water type, and water dispersed in oil, or water oil type. So that means in first category, oil dispersed in water, we have higher quantity of water, so that it will behave as medium, and lower quantity of oil, so that it will behave as phase. In second category, we have higher quantity of oil, so it will be medium, and a lower quantity of water, so it will be phase. So here is a illustration of both of them, oil in water and water in oil. So as we can see, in first category, as a medium we have water, and we have finely dispersed particles of oil inside it. That means oil is phase particle. Second has water in oil type. So as a base, or as a medium, we have oil, and we have finely dispersed particles of water inside it. So these are two different type of emulsions. So first category has an example like milk and vanishing cream. In milk, liquid fat is dispersed in water. In the second system, oil acts as dispersion medium, and as example we have butter and cream. So emulsion of oil in water are unstable, and sometimes they separate into two layers on standing. That means we know that when we mix oil and water with each other, they forms two different separate layers. Oil is a lighter liquid, that means it will be above the layer of water. Now to overcome this problem, that means separation of two different liquids, we have to add one more compound into it for stabilization purpose. It is called emulsifying agent. Now this emulsifying agent forms an interfacial film between suspended particles and the medium. That means This type of emulsifying agent contains both type of part, lyophilic and lyophobic. As we know, if water feels attraction towards the oil particles, then they will mix with each other, but they do not. Water and oil particles feels repulsion from each other because nature of water is lyophilic and polar, while oil particles are lyophobic or they are non-polar molecules. So polar molecules don't feel attraction towards the non-polar molecules. So we can use compound which has both type of part, that means lyophilic part and lyophobic part, just like soap molecule. As mentioned earlier, in case of soaps and detergents, these compounds contains both type of part, polar head and non-polar tail, or lyophilic head and lyophobic tail. So this type of compound will behave as a bridge between oil and water. So what we are going to do is, we are just adding a substance which feels attraction towards the both of them, oil as well as water. Lyophilic head will feel attraction towards the polar molecule of water, and lyophobic tail will feel attraction towards the oil, which is non-polar molecule. The principal emulsifying agents for oil water emulsions are protein, gums, natural and synthetic soaps, etc. And for water and oil type system, heavy metal salts of fatty acids, long chain alcohols, lamp black, etc. Now, lamp black is a powdery substance formed from the incomplete combustion of substance, organic substance. That means, as for example, when we burn wood, it will create black mesh above it, and or it will produce smoke, black smoke, which we can collect in powderous form. It is called lamp black. So emulsion can be diluted with any amount of the dispersion medium. On the other hand, dispersed liquid when mixed forms a separate layer. The droplet in emulsions are often negatively charged and can be precipitated by electrolytes. They also show Brownian moments and Tyndall effect. Emulsions can be broke into the constituent liquid by heating, freezing, centrifugation, etc. because they are unstable, as we already know. Now let us talk about the colloids around us. Most of the substances we come across in our daily life are colloids. The meals we eat, the clothes we wear, the wooden furniture we use, the house we live, newspapers are largely composed of colloids. And these are the examples. First, blue color of sky. Dust particle along with the water suspended in the air scatters blue light which reaches our eye and sky looks blue to us. That means our atmosphere has more or less some type of colloidal nature, and because of that we can see blue color of sky. Fog, mist and rain. When a large mass of air containing dust particles is cooled below its dew point, the moisture from the air condenses and surface of this particle, forming fine droplets. These droplets, begin colloidal in nature, continue to float in air, the form of mist or fog. Okay, so that's why visibility decreases, because it is actually a type of colloidal soul. We have air as a medium and water or solid as a colloidal phase particles. Clouds are aerosol having small droplets of water suspended in air. On account of a condensation in the upper atmosphere, the colloidal droplets of water grow bigger and bigger in size till they come down in the form of rain. That means it is a one type of precipitation method. Initially, when the size of droplets are sufficient small, they will suspended will be in atmosphere. When they combines with each other, they creates a larger sized mass, and after sufficient amount it will feel more gravitational pull, and that's why it will drop down as a rain. So sometimes rainfalls occurs when two oppositely charged clouds meet. Again, as mentioned earlier, how can we unstable colloidal solutions? So one of the point was, when we mix two oppositely charged colloids with each other, they will neutralize each other and then they will precipitate. So same thing is going on here. When a positively charged cloud which contains positively charged particles of colloid, that means water droplets, mixed with negatively charged cloud which has negatively charged water droplets. They will neutralize each other, so charges will be removed and then these droplets will be combined with each other to create larger sized mass, which we know as raindrop. That means it is a one type of precipitation method. So it is possible to cause artificial rain by throwing electrified sand or spraying a soil carrying charge opposite to the one on the cloud from an aeroplane. Okay, so this is a practically possible thing, and in some countries they do these type of artificial rain. They remove the charge of the clouds and so that rain can happen. Next, food articles. Milk, butter, halwa, ice cream, fruit juice, etc. are all colloids in one or other form. So take an example of simple fruit juice. Okay, as for example, suppose you have orange juice, then you can see that orange juice is not completely transparent just like water. It is blurry. Okay, it is not clear like water, but it is a blurry solution because juice particles are comparatively larger in size and they are colloidal particles, so it decreases the visibility or transparency of liquid. Blood is a colloidal solution of albuminoid substance. The cyclic action of alum and ferric chloride solution is due to the coagulation of blood forming a clot which stops further bleeding. Now cyclic, that means which stops the blood flow. Soils. Fertile soils are colloidal in nature in which humus acts as a proactive colloids. Now humus, that means organic portion of the soil. That means when living organism dies, it will be mixed with the soil. It will be converted into simple organic matter by the microorganism, that means bacteria, and it is called humus. That means organic portion of soil. On account of colloidal nature, soils absorbs the moisture and nourishes the materials. That means plants. Next, formation of delta. River water is a colloidal solution of clay. Sea water contains number of electrolytes. River water meets the sea water. The electrolyte present in sea water coagulates and colloidal solution of clay, resulting in the deposition with the formation of delta. That means it is a one type of precipitation method when river water, which is colloidal, meets with the sea water which has electrolyte. Electrolytes will coagulate the colloidal particles of river. Now, last part is application of colloids. So, practically, we already discussed in previous points. We are using a variety of colloidal solutions in our life. Okay, that means majority of food items we consume has a colloidal properties. Some drugs or medicines also has colloidal properties. Soils, river waters, they also carries colloidal property. Our atmosphere is also some more or less colloidal in nature. So we have multiple different type of uses of colloids in our life, but still we have some other uses or applications of these type of colloidal solutions as well. So let us discuss them step by step. So first, electrical precipitation of smoke. Smoke is a colloidal solution of solid particles such as carbon, arsenic compounds, dust, etc., and they are hazardous for living organisms. The smoke, before it comes out of the chimney, it leads through the chamber containing plates having charged opposite to the carried by the smoke particle. That means we are going to neutralize them just like electrophoresis. The particle on coming in contact with these plates loses their charge and precipitated. The particle thus settle down on the floor of the chamber. The precipitator is called Cottrell precipitator, which is mentioned in this figure. So as you can see in this figure, smoke will enter from this side. That means it is an output or exhaust of our industry. Then we have a charged rod, metal rod or electrode, which carries opposite charge from our colloidal particles present in air. So this particle will come in contact with this electrode because they carry opposite charges. That's why they will feel attracted towards each other. Charges on the particles will be removed. So now particles do not feel repulsion from each other, and then they will mix with each other to create a larger sized mass which feels more gravitational pull, and it will settle down at the bottom. That means precipitation. And now gas free from this type of particle will be released in atmosphere. So that means we are reducing the poisonous effect of gas produced during the industrial productions. Next is the purification of drinking water. The water obtained from the natural sources often contains suspended impurities. Alum is added to such water to coagulate the suspended impurities and make water fit for drinking purpose. Okay, so this is a household techniques used in earlier times. Now, in certain cases, people still use this method in household drinking water. That means alum is a substance, a crystalline substance which looks like crystals of sugar. So when we mix it with the water, it will create a coagulation effect. That means we are coagulating the colloidal particles present in water, and it will settle down at the bottom of the water, and we can separate it out and we can use remaining water for drinking purpose. Next, medicines. Most of the medicines are colloidal in nature. For example, Ergirol is a silver sol used as an eye lotion. Colloidal antimony is used for curing Kala Azar. Colloidal gold is used for intramuscular injections. Milk of magnesia, an emulsion, is used for stomach disorders. Colloidal medicines are more effective because they have large surface area and are therefore easily assimilated. Tanning. Animal hides, that means skin of animals, which we use as a leather later, are colloidal in nature. When hide, which has positively charged particle, is soaked in tannin, which contains the negatively charged colloidal particle, mutual coagulation takes place. This results in hardening of leather. This process is termed as tanning. Chromium salts are also used in place of tanning. That means we cannot use animal fur or skin directly with our household uses or our regular used items. That means shoes, purse, belts, etc. First, we have to tan them using tanning processes, and this is the same thing mentioned here. Cleansing action of soaps and detergent. As we already know, soaps has lyophobic lyophilic soles. Same thing is discussed here again. So you can see it in section 5.4.3. Photographic plates and films. Nowadays, this is not as useful as it was earlier. In recent advancement in photographic technologies, now we do not use these type of photographic plates and films, but still let us see what it says. Photographic plates or films are prepared by coating an emulsion of a light sensitive silver bromide in gelatin over glass plates or celluloid films. Okay, this was mentioned for earlier times when we use camera rolls inside the cameras, which gives us negative, and then we can develop image out of it. Rubber industries. Latex is colloidal solution of rubber particles which are negatively charged. Rubber is contained by coagulation of latex. And last one, industrial productions. Paints, inks, synthetic plastics, rubber, graphite lubricants, cements, etc. are colloidal solutions. So you can prepare desired products from the use of colloidal solution, or your desired products which we use like paints are colloidal solution. Okay, paints are one type of emulsions. That means mixture of two different liquids. So that's why in certain paints it is mentioned as emulsions, paint emulsions. So now our unit is complete, and if you find any difficulties, feel free to ask. Okay, you are most welcome to ask questions regarding to the unit. Whether it is mentioned in this unit, questions are mentioned in the exercise, or they are mentioned in any other reference books. You can ask me about the queries and we will discuss them in detail, or we can make a separate video regarding to your queries. Okay, if I get a comparatively high number of queries, then we will make a dedicated videos for that queries. Otherwise we can discuss it separately.